But I like what I'm seeing from them. They went in and, the Spurs closed the game on a surge, outscoring the Raptors 32-17 in the fourth quarter. Now, the fourth quarter was where everything happened, and it looks like the Toronto team got a bit more distracted and overwhelmed. Um, the San Antonio Spurs locked in defensively, holding Toronto to 17 points, while hitting multiple threes, And at the end of the day, the Toronto team could not overwhelm them. It was a very, very tough one for them. But I'd like to just talk about why San Antonio won. And a lot of people were not looking at this area. First of all, Vassell, his shot making was epic. He led all scorers with 21 points, and that thing was a major factor. The major thing that tilted it, it was hitting big perimeter shots. A lot of people, didn't expect him to make some of those big perimeter shots, and that kind of stabilized the team, gave them that breathing room that they'll be able to come back. When Beyama struggled a bit, but he still helped defensively. De'Aaron Fox is another game changer. He was able to manage the game very well. They call him game manager, and that's why he has the ball on his hands. He added 20 points with 2 buckets in the final minute to also help them. I like his pace and control. He learned that fast ball control movement when he was still with Sacramento Kings. He learned it and he has brought it to the San Antonio Spurs. He has improved the team and is helping the team play faster. The control and that ability to create separation very, very fast was what helped them. The fourth quarter was also important. San Antonio improved their defense in the fourth quarter, and that's the reason why they won. If you look at any other reason, they are not far from these four. Wembanyama had 5 blocks, including a pivotal one against Jacob. Yeah, and that was one of the, and this was just in the final minute here, around the final minute. So it just shows that they have what it takes. Fourth quarter was very, very important for them. And the Spurs kind of forced Toronto into tough situations, contested jumpers, and at the end of the day, they struggled in the fourth quarter. Looking at the bench impact of San Antonio Spurs, they had Dylan Harper, who delivered 15 points from the bench, 7 assists and 5 rebounds, providing that secondary, playmaking and kind of stabilizing the team. That was the best player coming off the bench, Dylan Harper, who sometimes has also been a starter during the season. He has really improved, playing at a very high level. Now, this is the reason why I feel Toronto lost. Toronto is a very good team, top 5 in the East. But the problem is the East is still very weak. The East still has a lot of what I call 1 or 2 injuries to the existing top teams there. Can destabilize them and they become like a mid-team in the Western Conference. Toronto scored only 17 points in the final frame, and that's not good enough. That's their lowest scoring quarter of the entire game. Their shot quality went down, and that's because they were overwhelmed. Psychologically, they were overwhelmed. So their shot quality went down. They struggled to generate good looks for me towards the fourth quarter. They struggled a lot. Despite all these things I've talked about, there were some late opportunities also for the Toronto team. Brandon Ingram had a potential guy to game time 3. Yeah, he had a 3 towards the end, but the 3 didn't go in the final second. It was missed. When Beyama missed a free throw, they also kept the door open for Toronto to capitalize on it, but they failed to. Their turnover was also a bit. The Raptors had some turnovers that they shouldn't have done, very late in the game. They had fewer paint touches and more isolation attempts. So if you look at it well, the key statistics, Spurs were 47% on field goal percentage, 44% from 3, 13 steals. That's a lot, 13 steals. So automatically you get possessions that you didn't plan for through 13 steals. 32 fourth quarter points. That was the magic for them. So they were able to cover up the 15-point deficit. And the Raptors could not, they could not get it done. If you look at it, Raptors were also closely with 42% on field goal percentage, 35% from 3, which is not good, compared to 44% of San Antonio. 17 assists, low for their style, basically, and 17 fourth quarter points. That was the problem. So Toronto won the rebounding battle 50-40, and San Antonio was more efficient and defensive. For me, that's exactly how they won the game. And they extended their winning streak they had won their last 9. This was 10. Then they've also won their 11 because I watched their game yesterday. So right now they're on an 11-game winning streak. But they have everything it takes. When Wembanyama is playing at a very high level, Fox, Vassell, and Wembanyama are the 3 guys that run in it. Dylan Harper sometimes comes in, but they are also playing at a very high level. Ingram had 22 points. He had 11 rebounds. But he showed the leadership because he also has that experience, but it was not enough, even though late in the game he did some creations that didn't help them. Quickly and Barnes were also two guys that I feel that they were complementary pieces that helped, but it was not enough to help the Toronto Raptors to improve the fourth quarter execution. And if you want to be an elite team in the league these days, you need to be able to execute in the final third. Especially when it's like 10 to 15 minutes to the end of the game. Are they giving you the ball to make the magic happen? So that's where the leadership really comes in. And that's where Toronto could not, answer the call.